Good afternoon, boomers. The voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Today we're talking about the Bitcoin blacklist. Appears like some government entities are attempting to censor Bitcoin. Today we'll be talking about that Bitcoin blacklist, what it means, and I'll bring you back to the CYPHERPUNK manifesto. I want you guys tuned in to the privacy coins and the ethos of crypto and what it should be. We'll be talking about this Ether Classic hard fork that's causing Ether to boom. Looks like Ether Classic is the darling of crypto this week. But in the meantime and in the between time, I need you guys touching the buttons, the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay tuned in to the good crypto word that we spread here daily. We're on most of the time, late mornings, early afternoons. Make sure you're touching all the buttons and bookmark the page. The majority of the boomers are not getting their notifications, so you need to take it upon yourselves to come check out the champion. I know a few boomers told me the other day that they did get the notification. That's a good thing, but chances are you won't. So come check us out early morning, late mornings, early afternoons here Eastern Standard Time on the weekday. Shout out to Lucky Lewis. Let's get it popping. Shout out to Rafterman, Beans and Rice. We have decorated crypto sniper officials here in the population of the chat box. Why don't we just shoot a baby bear cub? Kaboom. Shout out to my snipers, Lucky, Rafterman, Beans and Rice, and the rest of the boomers tuning in. Boom. Indeed, we're talking about this Bitcoin blacklist. Apparently, there's a Kingpin Act, and the U.S. Treasury has blacklisted some Chinese accounts that they say are associated with narcotics. Okay, I want to share with you guys the article, and I want to read the CYPHERPUNK manifesto. I want to bring it back for you guys. It's been a while since we talked about privacy and what it means. It's not about secrecy. It's not that we are trying to keep secrets. It's about being private. And I want to read that to you guys. Shout out to Lucky, Rafterman, Beans and Rice. But first, let's check out today's mathematics over there on CoinMarketCap. Let me turn off these coins and share my screen with you boomers out here. And you can see here on TradingView, Bitcoin looking all right. Anything above 10,000 is healthy for the champion. Okay. And, you know, anything close to 10,000, I think is worth a buy, in my opinion. Okay, don't throw it all at once. DCA is the name of the game, in my opinion, dollar cost averaging. Let's check out the CoinMarketCap for today's mathematics. Just got a ad over here by ETH Simple via my Brave browser. If you haven't downloaded the Brave browser, you could start earning BAT tokens. You'll get little ads on the pop them up here on the bottom right hand corner. You click on it, kaboom, and I just got some BAT just for checking this out. So kaboom to that. And let's get back to the topic at hand. CoinMarketCap currently at $264 billion worldwide for all crypto. And the Bitcoin dominance has decreased slightly to 68.4%. We see some gains on the altcoins compared to Bitcoin, which is good. I know Litecoin gained like 1% against BTC. Let me hit refresh, make sure we're up to date with the latest kapump. There we are. So it's $265 billion in Bitcoin dominance at 68.4. Bitcoin there at 10,149. Anything above 10 is good. Ether at 193. Ether, I believe, will be one of the few altcoins that will survive this famine. As soon as they can get their capacity utilization in check. With an upgrade. Ripple's trash. Bitcoin Cash there looking all right at 309 and Litecoin at $73. Right now, Bitcoin Cash is looking stronger than Litecoin, and it seems like the two are competing for the same market, that peer-to-peer electronic cash with low fees and quick transaction times. Shout out to Rafterman. He just dropped me $10. I have to actively look for you constantly. Shadow ban sucks. Keep the little champ strong. Thank you so much there, Rafterman. Kaboom! Out there. $10 in the population of the chat box. Thank you so much, Rafterman, one of our decorated snipers. And let's shoot a funny bunny just because. Those funny bunnies are out there. Rafterman's got them on lock. Boom! Thank you so much, Rafterman. Guys, follow the leader, Rafterman here. He just dropped $10 in the bucket. Don't show up to the party empty-handed. If you like the stream, you get some value, make sure you drop some ducats in the bucket. And they go to the little champions, the young boomer and the young boomette, staying strong. Thank you so much, Rafterman. Shout out to Dolphin134, Lucky Lewis, Rafterman, and the rest of the boomers, Beans and Rice. I see all you maniacs. You got Litecoin there at $73. It's up. Binance at 27. So there's some green. It's some green. It's not, it's not bad. There's some green. EOS is even in the green at 366. Monero, they're at 82. So it's a good thing. Cardano even. Look at Cardano coming back there. 8%, almost 9%. Leo at 121. Tron at 1 cent. So you're seeing some green on the field, green on the pastures. But it seems like the darling this week is Ether Classic. Ether Classic. Ether Classic. What some might call the true Ethereum. Now, if you don't know about Ether Classic, at one point there was just Ether. Okay, and then they did the DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization ICO offering. It was the first ICO, I believe, on Ether. There was a hack, and a bunch of coins got compromised. At that point, they reversed all the transactions on the blockchain. They brought it back, and that's a big no-no for certain crypto maniacs. Immutability is a big deal. So there was a portion of the community that disagreed, and they went ahead and they stuck to their guns, and they never rolled back the transactions, thus creating their own blockchain, Ether Classic, where the hack still occurs. So whoever hacked those coins ended up with the Ether Classic coin. So that's what's going on. Now, apparently there's going to be a hard fork for Ether Classic occurring next month. You could see this article linked down below that was posted back in June. And it was talking about this Atlantis hard fork, which is about to come up very soon. And some are saying that the pump here that Ethereum Classic is experiencing is due in part to the Atlantis hard fork. You could see this article there on Cointelegraph that I have linked down below. It says discovering Atlantis Ethereum Classic hard fork and what will change. Okay, and they announced this hard fork in June 19th, and apparently the hard fork is now in testing stage, and it's scheduled for September and will take place on block 8.75 million. Okay, you can see a little bit of background information here. And let's get to the nitty gritty. Why the hard fork? The hard fork is a radical change to the protocol of the blockchain, which can be carried out to reverse transaction, add new functionality, or fix security risk. I don't like that reverse transaction thing. Unlike the previous time when the DAO was attacked, the hard fork is more of a beneficial renewal rather than a necessary measure. According to the blog post of Ether Classic Labs, the upcoming hard fork is aimed at presenting secure, high-quality blockchain software while taking into account the community's concern. Atlantis is a consistent, no-rush update that would ensure compatibility of Ether Classic and Ethereum, leading to an easier collaboration of the sibling blockchains. The team also intends to improve functionality and stability of Ether Classic. Okay, and you could read a little bit more. I'm not going to read the entire article. So, my understanding is that whatever Ether could do, Ether Classic could do cheaper. Okay, so the question here is Ether Classic a scalability solution for Ether, or will it be? What's the future of Ether Classic? Because it's definitely pumping today. You could see the mathematics there on CoinMarketCap. Ether Classic is up almost 25% in the past 24 hours. And again, it's just like Ether, but they stuck to their guns, and now they're going to do a little upgrade. It's up on almost 25% in the past 24. So, there's a certain fever for the ETH Classic this week. You can see the 7-day chart, a steady incline. If you guys are holding some of that baggage, let me know. I know at one point we were holding some of the baggage on our community portfolio. We ended up dumping it because I saw that the hash rate, the hash power on the Ether Classic blockchain had significantly declined. It seemed like the miners were no longer interested in mining the coin. I don't know about the hash power and what it's looking like now, but certainly there's some interest renewed in this coin after this Atlantis hard fork was announced, and we're creeping up to it. So I don't know at what point in September it's going to happen, and it's the only reason that I can find out there that Ether Classic is pumping. If you have another evidence of the pump aside from this hard fork, let me know. Lucky Lewis says he only has 10 ETH Classic. I don't even remember buying it. Well, there you go. It's pumping. And if you're not doing anything with it and it went up 25%, you may consider taking the profits and moving forward. It wouldn't be a bad time, in my opinion. Again, in my opinion, the whole channel should be in my opinion, because Champ is not anyone's daddy. I'm not anybody's crypto advisor, and I could be wrong. Okay, so if I'm wrong, I don't want you guys crying out there. Late late Squeed. I don't know what that means, but how's my boomers doing? Says Punish GT. Shout out to Punish. Kaboom to you. Another. We got Dolphin 134, Lucky Lewis, Susha, Rafterman, GT. We got decorated snipers here in the box. Crypto boomers indeed, here deep within the foxholes of the blockchain battlefield trenches. Kabooming! The best of them, indeed. Guys, touch and caress all the buttons. Let's talk about this Bitcoin blacklist, okay? Because this is funny bunny. And another reason why I'm going to call everyone's attention to privacy coins. I got a video linked down below. Top 5 blockchain industries that I expect to kapump soon. One of them being the privacy industry, MONERO specifically. Check out that video. This is out of CoinDesk.com. The U.S. Treasury blacklists Bitcoin, Litecoin addresses of Chinese drug kingpins. The U.S. Treasury Department Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, has sanctioned 3 Chinese nationals and their cryptocurrency addresses, alleging they violated money laundering and drug smuggling laws. This is a key word here, alleging. Okay, they don't have any proof yet. It hasn't been decided by a court of law. It's an alleged, okay, money laundering. This is alleged, okay, but it's enough to go ahead and blacklist the address, which is a big red flag. And I think this is a weakness in the Bitcoin blockchain. And at any moment, who's to say that OFAC or Treasury Department will just blacklist any address that they feel like, any alleged address? What's the process here of blacklisting an address? Okay, who makes the final decision and how it? Because apparently, from what I'm seeing, it's not done by a court of law. It's done by an entity here that I'm not sure is verified by someone else. I don't see the checks and balance in here. So OFAC named 4 Chinese citizens here as narcotics traffickers under this Kingpin Designation Act, freezing any property they own within the U.S. and listing a number of email aliases, citizen numbers, and passport information of the 3. The agency also listed their Bitcoin addresses, 1 Litecoin addresses that they claim belong to the Chinese citizen. They claim they don't have 100% proof. So what if they don't? It doesn't. So someone just got blacklisted. So apparently you could read this in its entirety, and I'm still learning about this, but if OFAC blacklists a Bitcoin address, exchanges that fall under that U.S. Treasury jurisdictions cannot do business with that address, is my opinion. You can see the addresses here. Some have like 9 Bitcoin, 6 Bitcoin. You can click on them. Like, for instance, let's just click on this random one here. You could see that this one has like 6.4 Bitcoin, and they're all here. Okay, remember, guys, Bitcoin is not private. Okay, and if they want to associate you with a particular address, whether it's alleged or not, apparently they could blacklist you. Okay, this is a red flag, if you ask me. Okay, I was reading something there on Reddit. Let me see if I can pull it up about how this could be a problem for Lightning nodes that were dealing with possible blacklisted addresses. And let me see if I can go ahead and pull this up, because there was a comment there that really caught my attention. A flaw basically in the Lightning network. Let me see if it's here. Was it on the cryptocurrency Reddit, or was it on the crypto markets subreddit? See if I can pull it up. But read that article. So apparently, you know, they're blacklisting, and, you know, maybe they're right. Maybe these guys are up to funny bunny and they are dealing narcotics, and they should be charged. But in my opinion, they shouldn't be freezing anything until they have proof. It has to be more than alleged. They need to put this in a court of law, in my opinion. Let me see if I can pull that up. There was maybe it was already taken down. Maybe it's in Bitcoin. Let me try the Bitcoin subreddit. The Bitcoin subreddit. No, it's not here either. Seems like most people are not talking about this. Let me see if it's on the BTC subreddit. In just a moment, I want to read to you guys the Cypherpunk manifesto. I have a video linked down below, which is thorough, and it talks about how it was written and basically how the crypto ethos started. I encourage you guys to check it out, a Cypherpunk manifesto, the entire video linked down below. And I'll be reading the Cypherpunk manifesto again during this live stream because I think it's important to bring it back to the essence and let you guys know why we crypt walk, amongst other things. No, I can't find it. So yeah, I would direct you guys to see what kind of discrepancies there would be with a blacklisted account that's hosting a Lightning node. Anyhow, the article's linked down below. U.S. Treasury banned some accounts. Apparently, no one could deal with this. Now, the big question that I have is what's stopping? I mean, let's say that one of these accounts sends their Bitcoin to another account. Is that account also going to be flagged as well? Or how's that work? I mean, I don't understand. I really don't. And here's the problem with fungibility, guys. Another reason why we need fungibility with Bitcoin, and I think that Mimblewimble could solve that, create private transactions and make the coin fungible. Another reason why you should be holding Monero. Okay, guys. I mean, this is a big red flag. Read this in its entirety, and if someone knows more, let me know. I just got another ad here for Intel gamers via the Brave browser. I'll click on it and earn some more BAT tokens. Guys, if you haven't downloaded the Brave browser, do it now. It's an easy way to start earning BAT tokens without buying anything or without putting your email address. Okay? Let's read the Cypherpunk manifesto. It's a little read. It's probably a minute or two, but I think you guys should listen. Okay, I'm going to read it in its entirety. It's linked down below, and this is the essence of why we crypt walk and why Bitcoin originally gained so much value as an alternative to the legacy financial fiat system. Privacy is necessary for an open society in the electronic age. Privacy is not secrecy. A private matter is something one doesn't want the whole world to know, but a secret matter is something one doesn't want anybody to know. Privacy is the power to selectively reveal oneself to the world. If two parties have some sort of dealings, then each has a memory of their interaction. Each party can speak about their own memory of this. How could anyone prevent it? One could pass laws against it, but the freedom of speech, even more than privacy, is fundamental to an open society. We seek not to restrict any speech at all or to blacklist any accounts. If many parties speak together in the same forum, each can speak to all the others and aggregate together knowledge about individuals and other parties. The power of electronic communication has enabled such group speech, and it will not go away merely because we want it to. Since we desire privacy, we must ensure that each party to a transactions have knowledge only of that which is directly necessary for that transaction. Okay, and I think that's where the flaw with Bitcoin is, because you could do a transaction and then they go to the block explorer and they can see all the other transactions associated with the account. Since any information can be spoken of, we must ensure that we reveal as little as possible. In most cases, personal identity is not salient. When I purchase a magazine at a store and hand cash to the clerk, there's no need to know who I am. When I ask my electronic mail provider to send and receive messages, my provider need not to know who I am speaking or what I'm saying or what others are saying to me. My provider only need to know how to get the messages there and how much I owe them in fees. When my identity is revealed by the underlying mechanism of the transaction, I have no privacy. I cannot here selectively reveal myself. I must always reveal myself. I'm going to continue, guys, and I'm reading for the Cypherpunk manifesto. I think it's an important time for you guys to revisit this as the U.S. Treasury attempts to blacklist Bitcoin accounts. Therefore, privacy in an open society requires anonymous transaction systems. Until now, cash has been the primary such system. An anonymous transaction system is not a secret transaction system. An anonymous system empowers individuals to reveal their identity when desired and only when desired. This is the essence of privacy. Privacy in an open society also requires cryptography. If I say something, I want it heard only by those for whom I intended it. If the content of my speech is available to the world, I have no privacy. To encrypt is to indicate the desire for privacy, and to encrypt with weak cryptography is to indicate not too much desire for privacy. Furthermore, to reveal one's identity with assurance when the default is anonymity requires the cryptographic signature. We must defend our own privacy, boomer, if we expect to have any. We must come together and create systems which allow anonymous transactions to take place. People have been defending their own privacies for centuries with whispers, darkness, envelopes, closed doors, secret handshakes, and couriers. The tech of the past did not allow for strong privacy, but electronic tech does. We, the cypherpunks, are dedicated to build anonymous systems. We are defending our privacy with cryptography, with anonymous mail forwarding systems, with digital signatures, and with electronic money. Cypherpunks write code. We know that someone has to write software to defend privacy, and since we can't get privacy unless we all do, we're going to write it. We publish our code so that our fellow cypherpunks may practice and play with it. Our code is free for all to use worldwide. We don't care much if you don't approve of the software we write. We know that software can't be destroyed and that a widely dispersed system can't be shut down. Cypherpunks deplore regulations on crypto, for encryption is fundamentally a private act. The act of encryption, in fact, removes information from the public realm. Even laws against crypto reach only so far as a nation's border and the arm of its violence. Crypto will ineluctably spread over the whole globe, and with it, the anonymous transaction system that make it possible. For privacy to be widespread, it must be a part of a social contract. People must come together, deploy these systems for the common good. Privacy only extends so far as the cooperation of one's fellows in society. We, the cypherpunks, seek your questions and your concerns and hope we may engage you so that we do not deceive ourselves. We will not, however, be moved out of our course because some may disagree with our goals. The cypherpunks are actively engaged in making the network safer for privacy. Let us proceed together apace. Onward. This was written by Eric Hughes on March 9th, 1993. Privacy, guys. And this is one of my favorite lines from this. And a private matter is something one doesn't want the whole world to know, but a secret matter is something one doesn't want anybody to know. Okay? Privacy is not secrecy. Don't let regulators try to put the two in the same box. It's not that we're trying to be secret because we're up to funny bunny. It's that we're trying to stay private. Don't forget about this, boomers. Shout out to all the maniacs that tuned in with me while I was reading that. Let me check the population of the chat box. Dennis is here. He says, yo, champ, I've dropped almost all my shit coins into the bits, even chopping the lights bit by bit. I'm done with it. I understand, Dennis. I've been chopping my lights little by little as well. I secretly hold classic, says Dolphin 134. So there you go. It's booming today. Congrats. Hans says only Bitcoin and Litecoin for him. He doesn't like the blacklisting of certain wallets and their holdings from hacks or theft. One Bitcoin should be equal to each other Bitcoin no matter what happened with it. And what you're talking about there is fungibility. Fungibility, guys. One Bitcoin should be one Bitcoin. The Bitcoins right now are not fungible. So basically, it's like money that's been marked. Okay? Dump the light, no more light, only darkness, says Bleed Heart Infections. Well, in fact, that's not necessarily true. Litecoin in itself is up today against Bitcoin. You can see the chart here is in the green, actually. So there's the Litecoin against Bitcoin chart. It's up. I wouldn't call it downright darkness, but, I've been calling for lights for a while, and I'm agreeing here with Hans. I'm going to go ahead and DCA and, little bit by bit, I'll probably get out of it. Hold some of it, but, I was too heavy on the Litecoin bags, and I'm glad to see it back in the green. I can get some of the Bitcoin. Right now, I want more bits, and more kabooms. I want coins. I want bits like this on my screen, on my desk, in the car, on the train, on the bus, on the sidewalk, and in the sky. Okay, guys? More bits all day long. Lucky Lewis just dropped me $5. Kaboom. $5 there in the population of the chat box. Thank you so much, Lucky Lewis. He's never read that before. Good stuff. Guys, this is the crypto ethos, I would say, summarized and encapsulated as best as I can explain, by Eric Hughes over there, the CYPHERPUNK manifesto written back in '93, before Bitcoin even existed. But people are already understanding that they needed crypto for privacy and they needed it to stay anonymous. So read this in its entirety. I already did, but this is something you could go back to. This is a manifesto. This is something that it's important for everybody to review. This is why you don't want to hold Ripple. This is why you don't want centralized coins, because you want a true anonymous private crypto, which Bitcoin somehow is lacking in to a certain extent. And it's raising concern with this Bitcoin blacklist. That's why I've always said, don't sleep on the privacy coins. That's why I get excited when Charlie Lee talks about implementing private transactions via the Mimblewimble protocol. So I will hold some Litecoin in hopes that that would come to fruition, but not all of it, okay? And my understanding is that Mimblewimble could be adopted to Bitcoin itself, okay? So don't sleep. Do you know much about the Maker coin? Been hearing it's a good way to increase your ETH bags. Yeah, I know about Maker. We've talked about it and we held it for a while. I like Maker. I like collateralized debt positions, but you got to be very careful with that, because if the price of Ether goes down too quickly, you may get wiped out and liquidated. Basically, Maker allows you to, via their Maker website, to create basically a smart contract and generate DAI tokens, which are stable coins, via this Maker thing. You pay the fees in Maker. Okay, so you can basically lend yourself ETH. The system generates DAI, which are stable coins that are pegged to the US dollar, and you could use that to buy another coin or something like that. So basically, it's giving yourself a loan, and you're putting up the ETH as collateral. Now, if the ETH goes down in price too much, you may get liquidated in its entirety. Furthermore, there is an annual percentage fee that is payable in Maker, I believe. If you do that, I think it's up to like 20% per year. So you may want to check that out. I've used it before, and I think, if you know what you're doing, it could be beneficial. If you don't, you could get wiped out completely. But yeah, in summary, it's a way of basically loaning ETH to yourself, or, basically putting up lease Ether as a collateral so that you can generate DAI tokens, which are stable tokens, are one for one. One DAI is like $1, and you could use that DAI to buy more ETH. You could buy, I don't know, other ERC20 tokens, or you could buy Bitcoin, but you got to pay the DAI back, okay, with a fee on top, with a Maker fee on top. So that's what's going on. Decentralized finance is the industry that this falls under, and that's another reason why I believe that Ether is gonna stick around. I haven't seen other blockchains doing this type of DeFi, decentralized finance, allowing you to cross collateralized debt positions, stuff like that. So I think that this is going to be big in the future. Let me go back to the Bitcoin charts here. You can see there's mostly green. Bakkt is doing well. This too. Guys, download the Bakkt browser right now, the Brave browser. You can earn these Bakkt tokens, and I already got 2 ads during this live stream. So I've already made Bakkt tokens just for clicking on an ad, and you can too. Rafterman says Bitcoin and Litecoin for me. And I got Litecoin, and I'm not going to completely dump it all, but I think my Litecoin bag was a little heavy. I'm going to move a little bit more into Bitcoin, little by little, chip by chip, and weather the storm. At this point right now, I think Litecoin's going to stick around. Litecoin is going up today, and it very well may implement Mimblewimble sooner than later, and the coin may kapump. But in the meantime and in between time, I'd rather hold some Bitcoin. I'd rather hold some bids. So I'm not going to dump all my Litecoin bag, but, I've swapped out a little bit of Litecoin for some Bitcoin. And right now I'm gunning for this May 2020 happening for Bitcoin. I think it's going to be a big event leading up to it and after. Make sure you earn your DAI on Coinbase Earn. They have one that teaches about cross the CDPs, which is collateralized debt positions. Now that pays 14 DAI. Okay, yeah. And I've directed the boomers to that in the past. I've had links. I think some of the links already expired. But anyhow, I still have links to Coinbase and Coinbase Earn, I believe, down below. Coinbase has awesome programs where you can learn about crypto, watch some videos, and earn crypto tokens just by watching videos and answering questions. I've shared links to that before. I have a link to join Coinbase where you can get $10 of Bitcoin if you purchase over $100 of Bitcoin. Once you're a Coinbase user, you could sign up for the Coinbase Earn programs and start earning DAI, EOS, Stellar, amongst others. But yeah, thanks for reminding us, Lucky Lewis. It's one of the easiest ways to earn crypto, along with downloading the Brave browser and starting to view ads. Han says there are rumors they're going to add Litecoin to Bakkt. Okay, I didn't see that. And again, as much as, holding this Litecoin bag has been difficult, there goes another ad. There goes another ad. Boom. There you go. Another ad for the champ. What was I talking about? The Litecoin to Bakkt. Rumors that Litecoin's going to be added to Bakkt. So, I don't think Litecoin's going to go anywhere. I just don't think it's going to gain weight faster than Bitcoin from now to May. So, I'll hold some, but not all. That's why I'm 85 to 90% Bitcoin, says Rafterman. Yeah, and I respect that. I'd say nowadays I say about 70%. But 85, 90%, I wouldn't be mad at that. I had some, I believe it was Tyler, one of our boomers here in the box. He told me that he's like, champ, I'm not holding any altcoins. It's 100% BTC for me. And, I understand, I would say, majority, significant amount in Bitcoin, and then you could play with some altcoins. Some people are not even interested. They just want to hold Bitcoin. Ty City says, why all the cheerleading for Bakkt? I thought we were against Wall Street. Absolutely. I'm not going to be using Bakkt, and you won't catch me shorting or, getting into any Bitcoin futures. I want physical Bitcoin. But while we talking about Bakkt is because Bakkt needs to acquire physical Bitcoin in order to have collateral for these futures papers that they're selling to everybody else. So we're thinking like Bakkt. And if Bakkt needs to acquire more physical Bitcoin in order to sell these contracts, that means that that's going to increase the demand for Bitcoin. Okay? Because they're going to be doing a lot of business with the bits. They need bits to back it up. They need bits in the bank. So that is leading us to believe that they're going to purchase more bits, increase the demand. I don't want anything to do with Bakkt, but if they got to buy, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 bits, then that may impact the market positively. But yeah, this is the bits are the antithesis to Wall Street. You shouldn't be, in my opinion, trying to buy Bitcoin futures, Bitcoin papers. Do what Bakkt is doing, acquiring physical Bitcoins. Why the ETH Classic pump? We just talked about that at the beginning of the broadcast, but I'll revisit it. You may want to check out this article I have linked down below, Discovering Atlantis, Ethereum Classic Hard Fork, and What Will Change. So apparently, they're hard forking it and people are excited. I haven't found anything specifically within the hard fork that attracts me myself, but it's up 25%. So, something to consider. Read this in its entirety if you want to find out more about the details of the ETH Classic hard fork that is apparently being, it's gonna happen sometime in September. So very soon. Nano agrees with Rafterman. He's got 80% of his bags in Bitcoin and 20% in Monero. There you go. Ty City says Bakkt equals control mechanism. All these outfits want to control. That's basically what it is. But again, Bakkt coming into the game, they may have to buy more Bitcoin. So, let's see. That's why we need to hodl and don't let them buy the Bitcoin cheap out there, boomers. Don't sell it cheap. Shout out to Dalai Lama. I just explained why the ETC may have been pumping. I'll take a few more comments and questions before I go ahead and land this plane directly on the tarmac, guys. U.S. Treasury has blacklisted some Bitcoin addresses alleging that they are violated money laundering and drug smuggling laws. Again, alleged, which raises concern because they haven't proved it and they're already blacklisting accounts. The big question that I have is if an account gets blacklisted, is there anything stopping this account from sending to another account, and will that account that receives from this account be blacklisted as well? So will accounts be guilty by association or blacklisted by association? I know, like, if these addresses try to deal with an exchange, apparently according to this article, they're not allowed to if they're under the U.S. Treasury jurisdiction. But what I want to know is, let's say if this account sent to another account, will that other account be able to deal with the exchanges, or will they be deemed guilty by association? That's the big question. Okay, read this in its entirety if you guys want to know more. I encourage you guys to check out a CYPHERPUNK manifesto. And as much as we like Bitcoin and it's the crypto leader, there's holes in the boat. Okay, don't sleep. There's holes on the boat, and there are more truer cryptos than than Bitcoin. And I will point you guys in the direction of Monero. So, I'm not saying dump all your Bitcoin into Monero or anything like that, but I encourage you guys to check out the video I have linked down below. 5 reasons why Monero could be superior to Bitcoin. Again, could be. I'm not saying it is, but I say it could be. Okay, so I need you guys to check that out. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. It's always a pleasure. Make sure you guys go to the gym. I don't need anybody looking like fat boys or like Vitalik, a.k.a. The Walking Dead, here in the population of the chat box. I encourage you guys to do a strength training program. I don't need you guys acting like little cardio bunnies and just going to the machines and doing biceps. I want you guys squatting, deadlifting, bench pressing, and putting weight on the bar. I don't need these little targeted curls or training on your tricep. I want full body workouts with the barbell. Okay, check out the Strong Lift training programs if you're a newbie, or even if you're one that goes to the gym but hasn't really decided to become stronger. Okay, I don't care about the looks. I want strong men here. Okay, we got to be strong before you worry about that beach body. Leave that for the ladies and for all the other metrosexual cucks. Okay, we're boomer brothers here. We're staying strong first. I want strong men. On that note, guys, go ahead and do that. Hit the gym. Stay strong. I'll be back tomorrow. Bookmark the page. I'll be back on sometime around this time, Eastern Standard, either late mornings, early afternoons. Stay strong out there. And thank you again to Rafterman. He dropped me $10 in the super chat. Thank you to everybody who's downloaded the Brave browser, everybody checking out the videos, the exchanges, the links that I have down below. I'll be back tomorrow with the good crypto word. It's the voice of the blockchain here, your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, the crypto commander-in-chief, Satoshi's biggest cousin, the boomer of all boomers, Champagne Crypto. Where's my bomb?